Sometimes I think we have a whole culture of women that sports weren't a part of their life. And so what they immediately believed about themselves was that they aren't athletic. Now, I don't believe that. I believe that for that peer group, really, athletics was never rewarded. So no one in their life was going to say, hey, let's go play catch. Of course, the girls today are getting a lot more of that, and the Y does a great job trying to make opportunities happen. So I think that they don't know. So when they hold the belief about themselves that they're not athletic, I find it a challenge. And I'll ask them to reframe that really just wasn't rewarded in your life. That no one would ever going to pat you on the back and say, you're a great hitter. So I think right now, we have a large population women especially, that athletics was not something they were encouraged to try. So when they're ready to try golf, the first thing we have to do is break down that belief that says I'm not athletic, because we just don't know. I say, well, let's just hold off on that. Why don't you let it suspend judgment for a minute, and let's see, because we just don't know. I don't think you've had a fair test. At a club that I was at in New York, I had a second in command at Kodak. And he came for a lesson, and we took some video, and we went into the video room, and I said, what you're about to see is going to strike you, and it's not going to be about golf. 20 years ago, you didn't have the weight of Kodak on your shoulders. And your posture in life was completely different. When I turn this on, what you're going to see is a man that's hunched over, really round, and it looks like you're carrying Kodak on your shoulders. It's totally impeding your golf, but that, I think, is secondary. So we look at his video, and we change his posture for golf. And he got a note from him several weeks later saying he was, again, shooting in the low 90s. Thank you very much. And that he had been with some of the best stress management people in the world, but until he saw himself that way, he was unable to do anything about it, and that he was going to use golf as a way to take care of himself first. I feel it's my responsibility to give back to golf, to give to each and every student that would come to see me and trust me with that. I need to give back to my community and be a part of that, and really support causes actively that I believe in. You know, it's probably, I have the drop in the bucket theory that we all have to be a drop in the bucket, otherwise it will never get filled. That if it's always waiting for the big storm to come and fill your bucket, you're going to wait a long time. You go along and you do what you believe in, enjoy, contribute, and the intention is never to be recognized for it. And so when you are, it's very humbling. And when I look at the list of women who have previously won this award, there's a part of me that frankly just doesn't believe that what I've done would be in anywhere comparable to what I feel they've contributed to the community and their profession. So humbling would really have to be the word that I use. And I owe any success I've had to other people, really. And the fact that I could pay attention might be my part, but I've been incredibly blessed, and there are so many people out there that are willing to lend a helping hand. It really moves me.